Salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome back to Clannad, Kotomi's route, where slowly but surely Tomoya is making progress on this garden. A shower of grass kicks up into the air, spewing into a receptacle. I don't know how many times I walk back and forth mowing the entire lawn. The garden looks really different now that the grass is trimmed. It looked so gloomy up to now, but it suddenly seems much brighter. The last thing to work on is the flower bed. I take the flowers from their pots and plant them one by one, keeping color coordination in mind. The bricks draw a gently sloping curve. The blooming flowers of early summer give off fresh fragrances and colors. The open space with its clean-cut grass. In the middle of it all is a bright white table and 2 garden chairs. I feel a strange sense of confirmation, as if the jigsaw pieces of my dreams are sliding into place. I forget everything and immerse myself in gardening. Late in the afternoon, my work is done. Behold! The garden is back to how it used to be. The precious place where Kotomi and I first met. I can't believe that I actually finished it. The types of flowers or the length of the grass might not be exactly right. But still, I did everything I could. I don't think anything's missing. Wait. Yes, there is. One large and very important piece is still missing. In order for it all to come together, all I can do now is wait. I just realized that I'm insanely tired. It's a comfortable sense of sort of exhaustion. I feel like I could sleep for days. But I can't sleep just yet. Now that the garden is back to the way it used to be, there are other things to do. I go to a garden chair which now looks just like it does in my memories. I poke at the seat to make sure the paint is dry, and then I slowly sit down. I put on my jacket and rummage around in my pockets. Inside is the book that Kotomi entrusted to me. The book with the leather cover. Like some old and worn dictionary, the edges of the pages are curled. I open the cover to take a look inside. The faded pages have a color similar to baked bread, and the book is worm-eaten in many places. Why did Kotomi tell me not to read it? The answer must be inside. Sorry, but I'm going to read it. I whisper that to suppress the small pangs of guilt I'm feeling. I turn to the inside cover and start reading. It seems like a collection of short stories. Possibly because the book is translated from another language, it's far from an easy read. I skim through the first few stories and move on to another one. It appears to be a story about a girl who says she's from the future, who meets a middle-aged man. Soon, I look up from the pages. I let out a big yawn. I'm extremely sleepy. It must be because of how comfortable the garden is. I try to return my attention to the book. I realize that the book has slipped from my fingers onto my lap. The gentle wind flips through the pages. Unable to bear it anymore, I close my eyes. A soft sense of sleepiness wraps around my head. A distant memory washes over me like a high tide. Back then. That's right. I was with Kotomi. No, that's not true. That book was newer, bigger, and had a nicer binding. Low tide arrives to sweep me away and my consciousness fades.
おとといはウサギ。
Gradually, I forget where I am and what day it is.
昨日は鹿。
I sense that I'm very close to being swept away into sleep. That's right. It's not that the book was bigger. We were smaller. I got lost. It's because the usual field I played at became off limits for some reason. All the neighborhood kids started looking for a new place to play. Before I knew it, I was all alone. I was in an unfamiliar residential area. As a child, it felt like I was in another country. Feeling dusk creeping up behind me, I walked faster. Just as I was on the verge of running, I heard a strange noise coming from behind a tall hedge. It was a noise I'd never heard before, but it felt nostalgic for some reason. Drawn by the noise, I looked for a way past the hedge. I found an opening in the leaves and stiff branches and pushed my way through. It was a beautiful garden. Uniformly cut grass, a bright white patio set. The flower bed was overflowing with flowers whose names I didn't know. Even the dusk couldn't enter that place. It struck me as a special place that would forever remain unchanged. As I was about to turn around to bring everyone else there, I saw a girl I did not know. She was staring at me while holding a violin and bow. After we exchanged a few words, she awkwardly smiled at me. She and I became friends. After that, I went to visit her house almost every day. Lots of sun from the garden shone on the floor of her living room. I could smell the lingering fragrance of a tobacco pipe.
お父さんのタバコの匂い。
Even as a child, that seemed high class to me. It was different from what the other adults smoked. She enjoyed playing house the most. But playing house with her was a little different. She pointed at and named each of the dishes with her chubby finger. After that, she placed her palms together.
いただきましょう。
Let's eat.
どうぞ召し上がれ。
She made a big deal out of it and stared at me.
あーんして。
She picked up the food with some disposable chopsticks and held it out in front of me. And when I didn't put it in my mouth, she looked like she was about to cry. I can't eat this. The feast was made out of clay. No fair. You have to eat it too, Kotomi-chan. Here's your half, Kotomi-chan. I put a lot of the clay cooking onto her paper plate.
うん。私の分。ともやくんと二人で半分か。
She gave a big smile. In the end, I never told my other friends about that garden. I never really liked playing in large groups anyway. I wanted to keep this secret all to myself. When it was nice out, we'd play in the garden. We'd run around barefoot on the lawn, or play tag or hide and seek. But there were too few people for tag, and she'd always be on the verge of tears if I found a great hiding spot. There were many different kinds of flowers blooming in the small flower bed. She knew the names of all of them.
これは花火しそ。これはベゴニア。これが三色すみれ。それでね、これは栗。
Cree?
クリサンセマムパルドスム。
And there's the timer interrupting. We will continue this jog down memory lane for Tomoya next time. So until then, thank you all very much for watching, and ciao for now. Ciao for now.